mi gente, how goes it? My name is Geraldo J, Uscategui, and this is Chateau Bow Wow. We are here today with a very special guest, the amazing Melissa Marin, a creative producer and a good friend of mine who took the time out of a vacation to come visit us today. Melissa, say hello.
Hello, thank you for having me. Far too kind.
Absolutely, absolutely. You guys came down here from Aventura, is that correct?
Aventura, Miami.
Now, have you been there your entire life?
Born and raised in West Palm Beach, Florida. I am a Florida girl.
Nice, very nice, very nice. Melissa, tell the world, I mean, a lot of people know you. A lot of people say they've seen your work and you work on videos and productions and stuff, and it's really impressive. Tell the world about what your main, what you want to do with the future of your role.
I think that's changed since everything started for me. I started about 10 years ago, probably more now, maybe like 11 years ago. I started as a casting director for a small boutique record label, and that led into me producing music videos, producing visuals for artists. And I've gotten to work with amazing people over the years, amazing talent, mostly women, which is my pride and joy. I feel like I was placed in the industry to be a safe space for women, where they can create freely without feeling any way, and with being able to be their truest selves as a woman. Excuse me. But now that I'm a mother, my baby is 2 now, things have kind of changed for me, and I'm now more focused on my brand and elevating who I am, elevating my voice. I still do take some projects, but I'm very particular about what projects I take on, who I work with, because I'm very sensitive now. If I'm going to leave my baby at home, it has to make sense, it has to make me happy completely, and has to pay right. But yeah, I'm a creative producer. Again, visuals, videos, photo shoots, creative direction for artwork. I've also A&R'd a project for Young Jeezy. Well, I was A&R coordinator, so there was his lead A&R, but I was there in the studio with him as he created the entire album, and I brought on 3 songwriters and 2 producers. So I've done a little of everything, and I feel like it falls under a creative production umbrella, but basically, if you need anything executed, call on me.
Wow, that was informative. That's very...
Try to make it quick.
That's a great answer. I've known you for some time. We become friends over the years. And things change, right? You have kids, right? Because I remember I used to follow you on Instagram, and, before we actually met, and, you and Los were popping bottles and everything, hanging out the club and traveling. I'm like, God, I wish I had their life, right? I'm sitting there, right? And then all of a sudden I see the video when he proposed to you,
yes.
Right? It was at an event, like a club or something, right?
It was an event I produced,
yeah.
And he thought it would be perfect because I'm very nosy, and I was so caught up with the event. The girlie who was producing it with me, something ended up happening at her job where it took everything, all the time she was able to put into the event we were putting together. I had to basically take everything on, and so he was like, "This is perfect." Right. So he already had the ring, and he proposed to me at my event called Leo Bash, and I had 4 performances at the event. Nice. It was a full production. It was beautiful. It was an amazing venue, and he did a good job.
Yeah,
he surprised me.
I'm not an emotional person, but like I saw it, I was like, "Hey, it's nice," shit, that was nice. I was touched.
Funny story. I was pregnant and had no idea.
Yeah. So, did you get were you hysterical crying after, or no? Or you were in shock?
I felt so weird that entire day, and I thought it was just the nerves of the production and so many things going on. And again, I was leading the entire thing myself. That I thought it was. I thought it was that. And then the next morning, I saw my mother, and she saw me, and she was like, "Se está embarazada," and I'm like, "No, I'm not." Girl, I was drinking all night.
It's like Moana. They know.
Yeah.
Right? The elders know.
Crazy,
it really
crazy.
Is.
So it was very emotional for me. I wish more of my family was there, my aunts and stuff. But it's okay. They'll be at the wedding.
There you go. Was that you guys had a date yet? Or no?
Not yet. Again, I found out I was pregnant literally a week after he proposed to me, and that made me kind of cry as well, because I was like, people are gonna think you just proposed to me because I was pregnant. And he's like, no. He's like, who cares what people think? So life took over. I got pregnant, and now the baby's 2. So I would say like 2028 to be safe.
That's a safe date. I am also well, and I would say also I am kind of bashful when it comes to heading to the altar again. So I get in a lot of trouble.
You better move it.
Yeah. I've been engaged for like 18 years.
Oh my God.
No.
Bro.
No,
nah.
I'm joking. Well, first I want to know if she wants to get serious first, So
Come on.
No, but she's cool about it too. She doesn't really, rush it and everything. But like she'll throw little digs at me, like my friend got married. Friends of ours, they got married and they were together like 9 years. Again, kind of going on where we are. And she's, having dinner. She's like, but I don't have to wait 9 years, like stuff. And I'm like, I heard you. Take it easy. That's what she does. She mutters things.
Yeah. I love her.
So that's how she delivers her shots.
I love that.
But we're probably getting married at the end of this year.
Oh, no. Oh.
I think so.
Okay.
I know.
Send the save the date, bro, because I want to be there.
I know. Yeah. So that's this movie that we did. It just took everything out of my life. Because we were supposed to get married last year. I don't know if you remember. I sent the blast. We're thinking about doing destination wedding in Bermuda and yada, yada, yada. No, Aruba, excuse me. And it just never happened because this movie ruined my life.
Amazing job, by the way. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Amazon.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yes,
I can't wait to watch it on TV.
Thank you. We'll talk about that later. That's a whole other thing.
Amazing.
Tell me about DIOSA Worldwide, because I know something you've been doing for quite some time.
Yes. So it's my second brand. My first one I started right around the same time that I started becoming a casting director for that label. And I was inspired by a group of women. I always tell this story because I think it's pretty funny. And now they're actually trending again and becoming viral because people are starting to pick up on the story from back then. But it was a group of women who had a lot of following but weren't sending out a message that me personally didn't think I would want like my little sister to find, Right. And so I started a brand called Live Vivacious, and it was basically a brand to highlight women, which is I'm doing the same thing with DIOSA, but in a different way. So women who were nurses and women who, went to school and women who portrayed themselves a little different but still would go out, were still beautiful, were still hanging out with the people who were in and cool and trending and in fashion and stuff. And that actually led me to production because I was producing my own visuals for the products we were selling, and kind of led me to managing as well. So DIOSA started during COVID as I was leaving a project that I was on, and I was on the project for 3 years and I signed a contract, so I couldn't get out of it. But towards the end, I wasn't really happy. And Los was actually like, Mel, you can make up anything in a second. Like, you're so creative. You need something that's yours and that you have creative freedom. You can pop in and out of. It's not like something that's a pressure for you. And it's something that, you can put your focus and attention on and take away from where you're feeling voids, basically. Right. And so I started DIOSA during COVID, and I've been slowly growing it. We sell products. We highlight women through interviews, and recently I started performance productions. So artists are coming on and they're performing like the drop mic performances. I don't know if you've seen them. So yeah, it's year 2, and last year postpartum, it really helped me kind of get through not being outside. Right. That was a hard hit for me as well because my entire life I've been at events, productions, meeting people, networking, traveling. And then when I became a mommy, I had to sit my ass down for a year. And I was like, I'm like, my identity. Who am I? Like, I'm a mother. That's all I am. Like, what? And so luckily I had DIOSA to fall back on, and I was able to call on my friends and people that I've been blessed to work with and meet throughout all the work that I've done throughout the years. And I started interviewing them. So that was a really amazing outlet for me, and it really got me through.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I want to throw you a little bit of a curveball, so you're not going to have a prepared answer for this.
Okay.
But probably you do. What are your top 3 branding non-negotiables? Like when you said because you're a parent now, right? You're a wife, or you're a fiance. There's things that obviously the image you want to portray. So what are your top 3 non-negotiables? For DIOSA or just me in branding
general?
Branding in general.
It has to align. Our voices or anything that I touch has to align with, what I like, values. A woman who came from a mother who instilled morals, values, non-negotiables. It has to look good. Has to look good, feel good, taste good. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that was a curveball.
It was a little curveball. Yeah, because, again, it's just something you didn't prepare, like, to answer, right? But it's when you think about, like, even myself, right? There's people that ask to work with us, you know? And, before I say yes, like, because everybody, always wants, I want to do this, I want to do that. You have to look what they're about. You have to see what they're about, So I might look at their social media and I'm like, I don't know about that. You know what I mean? I stay away from politics because everybody has their own opinion about everything,
Yeah.
But I want to make sure that we're equally yoked in what we want to do.
Absolutely. That's, as a creative, it's really important to have that, because the moment that I feel like someone doesn't like me or I'm not valued in a space, I can't be my best self. Like, I'm not going to come up with the ideas that I would come up, per se, around someone like you, who values me, who honors what you do yourself,
Right.
So definitely alignment is huge for me, and how you make me feel, because I always make sure I make you feel safe, honored, valued. So I want that same reflection.
Great answer.
Thank you.
Great answer. See, I always want to move forward. I guess the thing that bothers me most is somebody waste my time.
Absolutely.
Don't waste my time. I've wasted money. I've wasted other things. I don't care about that. It's a sin. That's supposed to waste food. But we do waste so many things, right? It's an old adage. I have more time, behind me than in front of me. So time to me is precious. It's something that I'm never going to get back, and it's something that you're never able going to be to pay me back that time.
Absolutely.
I don't worry about anything else. Listen, I wish that I, was able to take care of myself. But listen, I could lose some weight. I'm not going to lie.
You look good, friend. You look good.
Thank you. I dropped some LBs. You know what I mean? But again, like, I'm on medications and stuff. So that story. But you guys are on a serious health and wellness. I see your videos every day. I see Los running over the world, and I'm like, it must be nice. But you guys, you're killing it every morning. You know, and I'm watching. And tell me about that, man, because you guys are killing it.
Yeah, Los, it's crazy because, we've always been fairly healthy. I've been an athlete all my life. I played soccer growing up, semi-professionally. I got a full ride.
I've seen clips.
Yes, full ride to play soccer in college. And so I've always been fairly healthy. But it wasn't until Los transitioned into health and wellness, from entertainment to health and wellness, which you're sitting down with him next. So I won't get too much into that. But he's working for a med spa, and he's been going to all these health and wellness, what are they called? Like the conventions.
Right.
And he's been bringing home a lot of, biohacking information. We have a hyperbaric chamber in our house right now.
That's cool.
Which is awesome. And so ever since he transitioned, it kind of like, anything we do, we
Right.
share. And I've now, like, my algorithms are girls who are in health and wellness, and I really want to be that person for my community. And what I've been trying to do is to do it gracefully and make sure I'm attaching myself to brands that I'm aligned with again, and that make sense, that are scientifically backed. I'm 40. I turned 41 this year. And so I wish I would have learned about this way sooner, but it's still early enough for me to be able to age gracefully and, live a healthy life as I get older, and especially women after having babies. And we have hormones, perimenopause, menopause. I want to try to do the things that my mother didn't have at reach, and so I can pass that on to other women who are, following me, or, want to get the information from somebody who they trust. And so I've been really taking a deep dive on that. Currently taking liposomal glutathione, NAD plus. When I had the baby, it was really hard for me to lose the weight, which I didn't think would be me, but I had an emergency C-section. Yeah, and so it was really hard for me, and so I actually took tirzepatide, which is a GLP-1, and I'm the type of person that never even takes Tylenol, and so when I took that, I did my research, and I made sure I was getting it from a nurse, a doctor, and it really helped me turn my life around. And then I found hot Pilates, and I just love it. I feel great. I feel better than I did when I was 20. I feel like people are looking at me now and they're like, I don't really go out anymore, but I went out last weekend with my friends and a girl saw me and she did a double take. She said, oh my God. She's like, Mel, you're glowing. You look so good. And I'm like, thank you. I'm like, it's really working. I'm taking so many things. I'm taking supplements, which I've never took before. And Chachi came over this weekend and she's like, give me all the goods. And so every day I was making her the wellness stacks and she's like, I love you, sis. Thank you. Thank you for putting me on. So that makes me really happy that I can share that with people.
It's cool because like I said, you guys have like a nice cohesive team.
Yeah.
It's nice to have that, and I myself have a team. Like I said, we have we fight and argue all the time. This is what we do. Yeah, exactly. But how do you think, like, if you could go at it alone, right? But when you have a team, it's just so different, right? Like it's you do this, I do this. So how do you think having that team has helped you in your career pursuits, having that backup?
Oh my gosh, it's been amazing. Literally, I feel like Los and I, since the moment we met, we knew we were meant to be. We were getting so many signs, and literally his first, so he had a show called No Sleeping in the Trophy Room, that was picked up by Revolt, and we talked about that with him. But literally we're sharing resources. Till this day we share resources. Dope. So it was really cool that I was able to put in work for so many years before I even met him, and him as well, and then we come together and now we're like flourishing because of the work that we put in individually. And now we're like, oh, okay, here's and there's so many times where I've been like, we put each other in group chats with people that again, we've built relationships outside from one another, and now we're like family with people, and now we're producing things together, and it's awesome. My best friend Monica, who knows me very well, she's like, you literally met tu media naranja. Like Los is literally your twin. Right. In the male form, obviously. Right. But it's great. I don't know. I can't imagine myself with somebody that's not like him. And in the beginning, people were like, are you sure you guys want to date each other? You're in the same industry. You guys are at the same places. And we're like, actually, yeah, this is pretty cool. And people to this day are like, you guys are fucking dope. Like, it's so cool because especially in the entertainment industry where relationships aren't really, they're kind of frowned upon, and, men are players and women are whatever. But I think it's dope, and I really love that we stand on that as a unit, and that he represents me and I represent him. So it's awesome.
That's super dope. I, on the other hand, do not want to date anyone like me. I consider myself easy, right? I'm not. Listen, I'm an old dog, right? So
you can learn new tricks. Come on.
I try. I try. I really try. The only thing that Karina's been able to do for me is got me off sugar. But before I met her, I was doing about 6 coffees a day, and probably 2 sugars in every coffee, which makes about 12 spoons of sugar a day. So I was wired. Jesus. So she got me off the sugar completely. But I just, dating somebody like me must be a nightmare. It must be, So I'm just like, because I'm so self-sufficient. And actually, I had a Judy on yesterday, and we're talking about that, and I'm just so kind of, I wouldn't say regimented, but I'm just used to what I do, So having someone like me who I'm going A to B. Yeah. You're coming with me or you're not.
You're right.
I'm terrible.
Karina, she calms you.
Yeah. She really does, because somebody like me, it would be just a terrible thing. We just clash too much because I'm so strong but at the same time, I'm a piece of cake. I'm easy. Because I don't fight.
I'm gonna have a conversation with her later.
But she's cool, man. She really she's just like, whatever I want to do, I'm like, listen, and she may not be happy about some of the shit. Like, I travel a lot, obviously. Yeah. And I'll be like, I have to go to LA, I have to go to this, I have to go to New York, I have to this. And she's like, all right, how long are you gonna be away this time? And I'm like, all right, 6 days. She's like, all right. And then we FaceTime every day. Chloe makes sure. Chloe, is my daughter.
She's amazing.
She's amazing. And she's more aggressive than a mother. She's like, yeah, what's up? You need to FaceTime me. What's going on over there? I'm like, take it easy, Jesus. But that's important to have a partner that understands what you do, and I believe Los and I are very much like that. Yeah. There's been times we play hot potato with Soul, which is great, but we do have a lot of family time together, and we make sure of that. But there's a lot of times where he's traveling, I'm traveling, and I understand that because I do that as well. So having the balance is key, and having somebody that understands what you do is also very important. Okay. Your artists, they seem to vary, right? You have different artists from different kinds of streams of music, right? Mm-hmm. Tell me something about that.
Well, I currently am not managing anybody. My contracts are all done.
Okay.
But I have, the two artists that I managed for 5 years was Chachi, Grisel del Valle, and Little Soso.
Right.
So Grisel del Valle, she's a Latin artist. She creates tropical music, ballads. And Little Soso is a rapper. And so being able to be a part of both worlds, both Anglo and Latin worlds, was who I am. I grew up with hip hop. I grew up with Latin music. I grew up listening to ballads with my mother, and so I would say I'm well versed when it comes to cultures. And so being able to work with both and all around, and many different artists, not only at a management level, but artists have hired me to just come on board for an artwork or a single or a music video. So I've been blessed to be able to work with R&B artists, rappers, Latin artists, indie artists, big artists. So it's been awesome. And I will say that each experience has taught me or has taken me to each next level. And so I love that I've been able to tap into different industries or different cultures and still been able to be me and been able to flow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, I actually met you through Chachi.
Yes.
So Chachi is a fantastic, just a vocalist.
Incredible.
She's unbelievable, so powerful on the mic, and just her performances are so nice. I was kind of honored when I wrote that piece.
Oh, yes.
Was that for DIOSA?
Which one?
No.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah,
it was for DIOSA.
And that was because I'd never written for like a magazine.
Yeah.
And so when you tapped me for that, I was like, oh shit, it's kind of nice, because
Love it.
and again, it must have been like, okay, this guy is obviously into her music, you know what I mean? Because I was just like, she's the best thing in the world. It was awesome. Yeah.
That's how you were able to tap in so well. That's how you were able to write it.
Yeah, because she's so talented. Like I said, her live performances like this
nothing like her.
They're unbelievable.
She's underrated for how talented she is.
But I noticed that happens so much, with unless you have something
A huge backing,
or you're willing to do something that, that's not, in your best interest. It seems like so many artists because I've known a lot of musicians throughout my days, and, I'm just lucky to be able to have this, I guess, platform now, right? But there were so many different people that I met that just unbelievably talented. Just like, you know what I mean? They never really got there. Now, Chachi has done some great things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's done some great things, so I wouldn't put her in that category. But it's just, there's so many great artists that are, again, and then you see somebody who, on TV and on the music videos that aren't really that great. You're like, how did they get there? You know what I mean?
But what I loved about Chachi's project is we were working with like the bare minimum, and you helped us with a lot. Thank you. I'm forever indebted to you.
No,
so we were able to, accomplish big things with very minimal, and because she's so talented. But what I tell Chachi all the time is you got to keep going, because you're like a Celia Cruz. You're a longevity artist because you're really truly like talented, like with no ear mics and like nothing. She could literally blow,
Yeah.
And she's such an amazing human that I'm like, you got to keep going. You can't stop and worry about what you don't have and I'm like, Chachi, you need to get online every day and go live, like I push her a lot. But like you said, we've been able to accomplish a lot of things, or she's been able to accomplish a lot of things. Her album went #1 on iTunes without no marketing, no dollars.
Yeah.
What?
I was so happy to see that. I was so happy to see that. I was like, that's fantastic.
We were so happy.
She deserves it, because she's worked so hard,
Absolutely.
And that's why I met you. I went to, because I met Chachi online, really.
Oh, wow.
I think she was touring with I Like It Like That.
Oh, wow.
So.
Yeah, yep.
And then I went to see one of her live shows, and I went, actually I was supposed to go with a girl I was seeing, then we broke up, so I ended up going with a friend of mine. And
had to throw that in there.
Yeah, well, that's how it was almost like a Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
because it was one of her Valentine's shows.
Oh wow!
So I was going with a girl I was dating, and then I ended up with my friend JD. I was like, "Hey, happy Valentine's Day, bro!" And she took the stage. It was my first time seeing her live.
Wow!
And she was unbelievable. I want to say it was Dwayne Park in the city, whatever it was.
Oh, okay.
It was like fucking bananas, like nothing I'd never seen. And I seen live.
Was that her? It was her.
The cabaret.
Yes.
And I was watching, and my friend did. He goes, "Who is this woman?" I said, "I met her online, man. She's."
I met her online as well.
Yeah, I said, "I met her online." I don't know who she is. So at the end of the night, and again, we weren't as close, as friends as we are now. But when at the end of the night, I went to see her. I was like, "Hey, it's nice to meet you." I took a little picture one. She was like, give me this psycho, right? Yeah. But she was so cool, and then we became friends, and then we got involved with the music and everything. And again, she's so talented. I gotta have her on here at some point.
Yeah, I was telling her she's like I told you that she's coming in May, so I was like, it's an hour away. You might as well. Yeah. Might as well try.
Yeah. I have them come down. If they want to stay again, we have the guest room and everything. But and Calvin's another powerhouse.
Oh my God.
He's another.
Oh yeah.
There's and I love that because that's also another team, right?
Women, pick your man wisely. It makes all the difference in the world. Yeah. But side curveball here. I'm gonna throw myself a curveball or you a curveball. Okay. But I do feel like my calling in life or my purpose in life is to mentor women, and I don't know when that's going to come, life coaching or whatever that career is for me, or that change or that pivot for me. Mm-hmm. I find myself speaking to a lot of women, people that just call me and trust me, and I love that. People can call on me, and I spend hours on the phone with people, sometimes for weeks, helping them get through a breakup or helping them get through something that they're going through, or if they're feeling less than in a relationship, and so I where was I going with this? Okay, it's very important for that conversation to take a big heat in what I do, and that's why this year I've been focusing on my own brand, and eventually I want to start putting out clips on that and speaking to women live, or I don't know what it is, I don't know whatever it is I'm supposed to be doing, but I feel it in my gut. I feel like it's my calling to spread that at a bigger level versus just conversations that I'm having with people that trust me, because it's so important. It's so important to make motherfuckers respect you. And a lot of time we as women, we fall in love and we forget about that. And because we yearn for love so much, I grew up without a father, with just my mother, who gave me everything. I never felt a void until I was 27, 28, when I was actually maturing and realizing, oh shit, I have abandonment issues. I searched for love in men, and so many different men, and dated so many guys looking for it. And really, I needed to peel the layers back. Right. I was single for 4 years before I met Los, and I was like, I need to be single. I need to understand why I feel this void. I need to understand who I am, what type of man I want to be with, and Los and I are going on 8 years now. We pride ourselves on that. We pride ourselves on being a representation of what love is supposed to be like. It's not perfect, but it's progressive. He honors me. He loves me out loud. I do the same for him. And so I love that I can be a reminder of that for women, subconsciously and consciously. Like I said, a lot of women, friends of mine, some that I'm not really close to, that just feel comfortable in calling me. And I'm like, first of all, I say thank you for trusting me when they do call me, and I'm there for them. No matter what I'm doing, I pick up the phone, and I feel like, again, that's been my purpose my entire life. And I remind them, I say, we birthed these. We birthed them. Yeah. Don't ever let them disrespect you. Don't ever forget who you are. Stand on that. And when you ask a man what you want and what you desire, obviously not purses and money and that too, you can ask that too. But the things that really are important and crucial to your growth as a woman in a relationship, as a woman that's going to become a mother, start a family, you need a man that supports you, that loves you, that listens to you, that learns with you and grows with you, because you're going to give that right back to him, and a lot of the time, in a lot of these conversations, I'm finding that we as women pour, and the men might not be doing the same, not because they don't want to, but because they don't understand that. Men from a young age are taught, don't cry, don't show emotion, get up, you scraped yourself, get up, no crying, you're a man, Right. They're not taught to be emotional, to how to communicate, It was like pulling teeth for me and Los to have our first conversation, and now sometimes I'm the one that he's like, come on, Mel. Let's actually sit down and talk. And so I do feel like that's an important conversation that needs to be had more often. And I have found a few people that are doing it, but I do feel like I'm going to eventually get to that topic. And I've been doing it subconsciously, just by showing our lifestyle, and our stories and stuff, and people seeing that we've been together for 8 years and it's been healthy. And it's, I always tell Los, don't take my crown off my head. Whatever you do, if you have needs as a man, let's talk about it, but a lot of people know me, a lot of people know you. If I go into a room, I'm always going to represent you. I'm obviously going to think about who I am first, but you are my partner, and I always ask him for that, especially now that we have a baby. So, yeah.
I think I need your help emotionally. I think I need to take your course.
Call me.
Which is really cool. Like I said, what we do is we over here at Rum Dog Productions, we have a little scholarship stuff. So when you get started on your what you want to do when you have it formulated and you're ready to rock, like you said, it'll be like a self-help or I'll sponsor a few people for you. All right, is what I'll do. Okay, so what we'll do is
thank you, Rum Dog.
Oh, you're welcome. Rum Dog Productions. Listen. You know what it is? We're not taught. I think younger. We're not taught financial responsibility. Nope. We're not taught emotional health. There's so many things that, again, like you said, we gotta be tough, stop crying, and sometimes you gotta fucking cry. Sometimes you gotta, and that's okay, and emotional health and financial literacy, all these things that we just didn't grow up with, because it's just everything's so old school that they're like,
Yeah.
Even like with real estate, we were taught, I don't buy that.
Yeah.
It's like
meanwhile, the richest people in the world, real estate.
But yeah, when you get started, let me know. I'll sponsor. I think that you're gonna lean towards females, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And I think it's conversations with women, but also conversations just me, and like reminding women the things that I say over the phone when I'm actually speaking to somebody, and being comfortable just saying it to, there's actually a studio now in Miami. It's really cool. It's called The Move. And you literally, everything's set up like this, and you rent out the space, and and somebody's there, presses play for you. You have an hour. So I want to get to there. But I think I need to practice that at home first, and get comfortable with just speaking to myself. 'Cause that has been a little bit of a challenge. I cannot lie. Talking to you, easy. But like sitting in front of camera and being like when I do the post for the products that I've been getting booked for and all of that, it takes me like literally 2 hours to like say the things correctly. But yeah,
it's tough. Listen, I have my producer. My producer's Manny Cabo, he was on The Voice, and again, he's a
Hi Manny.
Hi Manny, how you doing? He's a great talent, but what he is really is supportive in not only tech but also in speech and looking at the camera, looking at the person you're delivering. And I wasn't always good at public speaking. I say that to everybody. I talk a lot of shit, but you put the camera on me, I'm like, oh shit. You know what I mean? So if I had an emoji, it'd be like that'd be my emoji, because I just never liked it. So I took a couple of seminars, a couple of workshops and stuff on public speaking, and what I discovered is I prefer to be behind the camera. That's what I discovered.
Same.
But you guys are really great on camera. And to get where you are now, right? To wrap it up together. Like, what's your inspiration? You think for you to say, I want to shine, I want to do this, and I want to pave the way. Did I ask that right?
You did. I want to be a voice for women. That's my calling, and anybody who is a part of my community. And I have girls that reach out to me that are like, can we start like a weekly session where we talk? And I would love to do that, but I would have to find a way to transition there, and it takes my time. So obviously it can become a career, and everything's not about money, but I gotta pay the bills too.
Sure.
But I do love, like, this, just in this past year when I decided not to. Last year was when my contract ended with management. I decided to kind of just focus on me, and focus on my brand. And just in this past year, I've closed 10 paid partnerships with brands that I love, brands that align with health and wellness and just overall, well-being. I'm so happy. Like, we're here right now because we're going to a hotel as a couple. They're paying us to stay there.
Nice.
They're giving us like an allowance to spend at the hotel. And it's like, why can't we not be doing this, And eventually money making itself is the goal for me. Whether that's an Amazon store, real estate, a TikTok shop, which I'm actually, I have a website for DIOSA Worldwide, but we just got picked up by an agency that is helping us set up shop on TikTok. So that's the goal. The goal is doing things that really light me up and that I'm passionate about, and also making money in my sleep so that I can pass that on to our son. Or we can pass that on to our son.
Right.
Because Los and I we met hustling, working, late nights in the studio grinding. I mean, he was with somebody for 15 years in the entertainment. You'll speak to him, but he's so used to that work mode that, you know, even when we're on vacation, I'm like, I have to remind him, like, babe, put the phone down. It's okay to not be working. It's okay to not be taking calls. And eventually, like, we're getting older. We need to transition into that. And obviously there is room for like certain things to take your time and for you to get excited about, but take the time to balance and to make money smarter. And that is my ultimate inspiration, so that I can pass down to more than one generation and leave our son with that teaching and that.
I don't think we're gonna get a better answer than that. That was amazing. That was amazing. As always, I give everybody their final words, their parting shot. Anything you want to plug, any projects in particular that you want to say, yo, give us a shout, give us a follow.
Follow DIOSA Worldwide. Follow No Sleeping Coffee. Follow anything that we are posting, because we do our research. We believe in longevity, and we align ourselves with brands that care about their customers, the people we love, anybody that we come in contact with. Shine bright, find solutions to everything, don't stress about the past, and always take steps forward.
That's awesome. This was a lovely time. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your vacation. I know it was your private time to go away and unplug and everything, but you guys stopped here, and I really, really appreciate that.
Thank you for having us.
Of course.
What a pleasure.
Yeah.
Anything for you.
Thank you. You guys are dope. We are Chateau Bow Wow. This was a great conversation, because, again, not only is she a powerhouse and a hustler, but she's also a personal friend. I really appreciate you and what you guys are doing.
Love you, friend. Thank you so much.
Melissa Marin. There she is. Thanks, guys, for coming out. Again, we are Chateau Bow Wow. My name is Geraldo J. And, you know, Latinos. We're doing it.
Latinos.
We're doing it. Thanks for tuning in. Stay blessed.